And I want to go back to what something Coop said earlier, because I want to compare this and also what you said, AG, about they want to get Drake up out of here. Think about when Ja was going up against everybody at that time. When Ja was going up against 50, and then Busta tagged in, Eminem tagged in, Dre tagged in. Everyone started going at Ja. He tried his best to pull up out of that and start dissing everybody, and it fell on deaf ears. No matter what Ja would have said during that time, it wouldn't have mattered. He was already done. The public had already made a consensus that they want him up out of here, and he was going up against a juggernaut. That's what Drake is going up against, and he's still holding his own regardless.
Yeah. Well, respectfully, because and I've always liked Ja, and I actually feel like Ja doesn't get the proper credit he deserved because of how that battle played out. But he did himself a disservice by focusing too much on those R&B inspired records with the female on the hook, and like that's where he hurt himself. So he left himself open for that because he wasn't exercising what I like to call the petty hip hop fundamentals that make you a good battle MC. Drake doesn't have those issues. Drake does what Ja does on record, but he also does the petty type of shit that a great MC and a great battler do. Like he is off the Jay-Z and Nas tree in the sense that it's like, oh no, he's petty. You know what I'm saying? He's petty and he'll throw shots at you. And the problem was that I feel like Ja's camp at the time was telling him, oh, no, don't pay them niggas no mind. Just keep on making these records. Keep on making these hits. It's like, no, nigga, address it. Because that's what Drake does every time. Like, every time somebody steps to Drake, he addresses it. Because if you don't address it, it's just, Sean, AG, y'all know this. It's just like rap works like the streets in this regard. Well, if you just let a nigga say something about you and you don't go handle that situation, what the nigga gonna keep on doing? He gonna keep on coming at you. And then the neighborhood gonna get behind him. And then other niggas is gonna be like, well, let me go ahead and take a shot at him too, since it's free bands out here.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
You know, and so Drake doesn't open himself up to that. That's what I mean when I'm saying he's got old school rapper tendencies. He doesn't open himself up to that type of exposure. If you say something about him, he is going to say something back to you.
And one way or another.
One way or another. Yep. Like, he may take some time. Like I think the only time that he took some time was the Pusha T thing, but that's because Pusha T was taking it somewhere, and I think it kind of caught him off guard a little bit. But he still responded. He's going to respond. He's going to respond in kind.
Yeah. But to Sean's point, I like what he's doing aesthetically with it because he's very calculated. And on his IG post, like Kill Bill is one of my favorite movies of all time. Like, you know, with Beatrix Kiddo, like with the sword, with all the, you know what I'm saying, ninjas around her and all that. Like, he's letting y'all know visually, aesthetically, like, this is what I'm up against and I'm still about to take everybody out. You know what I mean? So
exactly. Because think about it, guys. Everyone going at him is proving his point. I'm the big. It's going to take all of you to get at one me. It's like you said, 1 versus 20.
But is he in a place we've never seen before? Because he is the top guy. There's no question about that. But like I said earlier, I think he's coming from an underdog perspective too, because people want him to lose so much and gas everything Kendrick does. And I say that as a Kendrick fan, I've never think we've saw a situation where a guy was the top guy and the underdog all at the same time. Do y'all agree or disagree?
It's different. It's different. Yeah. I'm be honest. It's different. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is. I mean, here's the other thing that we have to realize too. And I've really been trying to think about this. Never in hip hop have other stars of rival stature, as in, like, may not be in the top spot that Drake is in, but are in the relative sphere, a Ross, a Future, a Kendrick. Right. Never have once all of those guys at the same time conspired against one guy. And so here's what I tell you. This actually, for as crazy as it seems, has the opportunity to change Drake's legacy and actually elevate him even further. Because if he gives all of these dudes a fade and he wins, we have to slide him farther up our real hip hop sphere. Not that public opinion Rolling Stone stuff that he's already high on and top 10 on. No, if he fades these guys, we have to have legitimate top 10 conversation about him, because he will have done something that nobody of his stature has ever been faced against and done and accomplished. And so this is a potential legacy building moment, just about the level of dudes that's conspiring against him and where it's coming from. This ain't like when like J.O. Felony is taking shots at Jay. We all knew J.O. Felony wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, this is Future, this is K-Dot, this is Ross,
Right.
these are some hitters coming at him. And so if they all catch the
Somebody said Drake is Julius Caesar.
E2 Brutai, E2. Yeah. So if he hands out some L's to these dudes, it's like no, and he hands the L's out at the same time. No, we have to look at him differently. Then we do need to have a conversation about, well, is he better than Wayne? Because let's be honest, like Pusha T was dissing Wayne for years too, and Wayne never really did nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there have been other dudes that have sat where Drake sat, and I can't think of one of them that had to deal with 3 guys like this at the same time, and a guy producer-wise that a lot of people think is the best producer or beat maker of this era. Like, that's a lot to go up against and get a W. So if he gets this W, we need to look at him differently in hip-hop terms, not in pop culture terms, because he's already there. In terms of, like, real-life hip-hop shit, like when we talk about the Jays, the Nas, the Big, the Pac, the Ice Cube, the Scarface, the Chuck D, the LL, the Kane. Like, no, we need to have that conversation about him if he accomplishes this, because he will literally have done something that hasn't been done before, and he'd be doing it from the number 1 spot. It's kind of like, I was kind of like, you know, I'm a Godfather fan. It's very comparable to Michael Corleone consolidating his power at the end of Godfather 1. If he pulls this off, it's like, nope, everybody about to catch a bullet while I'm at this christening.